Have you ever been trying to find the right song for your video? Sifting for hours and hours through videos that kind of fit what you're looking for? And occasionally you have the thought, I wish I could just make my own music. Well, you're in luck, because today I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that step by step. Let's go. What's up guys, my name is Isaiah and I help content creators level up their production game. And today, it may not be the quickest route, but I think it's a valuable skill to have if you're editing videos or if you're just working with any type of audio. So for those of you who don't know, I know that Epidemic Sound and Artlist are great places for sound effects and music choices, and they are. But there's also a hidden gem within the music production world called Splice. And this is something that I've used to either make my own music or just find cool sounds that you can use to enhance your videos. But making music in and of itself has been present in my life, and that's actually what I did prior to making content. And I was able to get my songs released on big labels like Steve Aoki's label within the first year of me even making music. So step one is drums. Now drums are usually the foundation of your songs, and sometimes songs don't use them, but for this example what that consists of is kick, snare, hi-hats, percussive sounds, and ear candies, what they call it, and drum fills. So I'm going to show you what the drum group sounds like as a whole, and then we'll break it down layer by layer. Alright, so now that you got your groove, step two is selecting your sample. Now we can start adding samples to plug and play to see what kind of fits for whatever that we think that's good for our video, or whatever we think that just sounds good. Now you can use one singular sample, or you can sample stack to kind of make your own variation of the sample. And for this example, I did sample stack, so I'm going to show you what that kind of looks like, and I'm going to break it down by group, and then I'm going to break it down layer by layer. And the reason why I sample stacked this way is because I felt like the sample kept kind of getting repetitive, and since there's no vocal over it or some rapper or singer or whatever it is, you kind of just get bored of it and you'll probably just stop listening to it. So I actually added some sample stacking because I think it just needed variation and fluidity to just kind of keep the track going and interesting for the viewer or the listener. There's gotta be a bunch of other people who think it's dope out there. It's gotta be dope and it's gotta slap. Step three, now that we have our samples stacked and we have everything kind of prearranged, now we can start adding a bass line to it, or an 808 because it's a hip hop beat. And the reason why I do it it this way is I let the sample drive the bass line, because it's easier to write a bass line to a sample because at least you have some type of musical scale that you can follow for whatever key it's in. And yes, there are certain scenarios where you could make the bass line first and that could drive the lead melody, and that's something that I would do mainly for very instrumental based songs. So if it's like a band, or if it's like an acoustic set, or if I'm just trying to make up a new melody in my head to try and spark ideas, you could write the bass line first, and that is a way to go about it. But for this example, it's a hip hop beat, so it's kind of straightforward, so it's very sample driven. So we wrote the bass line based off this sample. It's not many layers, but it's very key, and it's pretty much like 25% of the song. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Last but not least, we are adding effects. Now, effects are super important because it adds a layer of airy ambience, but it also has a layer of creating tension and transitioning the parts of the song that we make to make it sound like one seamless track, or just to lead the viewer and just kind of letting them know that a new part of the song is coming up, whether that be a breakdown, or whether that be a hook, or whether that be the song is ending. Effects are super important and pretty much like the glue to the actual song. So it may seem like small things, and especially for video editors and content creators, this is going to be huge for you, because whether it's risers or ambient noises or even those crazy suction swoosh sound, this is definitely going to help step up your production game. And this is something that I use all the time, even in my videos. Just having the knowledge of how to put them together and how to manipulate them to be able to enhance your video for your viewer audibly and not just visually, this is honestly just going to take your production game from 5 to 8 out of 10. So that's pretty much it. I didn't really go down into the processing of the drums, whether it's like cutting out frequencies or adding frequencies or reverbs and stuff like that, because then this video would just take forever. This is just the basics of how to put together a song. But the big thing that I did want you guys to get out of this is not just how to make a song, it's how to enhance the songs that you choose for your actual projects. So for me, I use Epidemic Sound, and I would go and grab a song and I would just be like, you know what, it just needs a little bit more emotion out of it. It just needs a little bit more of this out of it. And like I said before, even adding just effects and stuff and learning how to use those and learning what sounds can be used for what scenarios and what effects can enhance certain scenarios. And I hope that you got something out of it. I hope you got some value out of this. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.